I just clicked start streaming.
Yep, I just got it right now.
All right, so we just clicked start streaming.
Ben, should I mute you or?
Wait, it says the stream is
I
offline.
just muted myself.
Okay, gotcha.
Why does it say the stream is offline?
I think it's online. I just got a push notification for it, so I think we're good.
Oh, you know what? We gotta change it to public.
Yeah.
So do I have to click stop streaming?
No, you're good.
Just flip it.
Yeah. Cool. We got 3.
Beautiful. All right. Hey, everybody. Coach Rob here. Jack as well. We're going to wait till 2 p.m., so we got about another minute. Let coaches come in, get settled, get your questions ready, and then we'll get going. Thanks for joining us.
Can I exit out of this or you can do this?
Can you scroll over so you can see how many people are in the thing?
Yeah.
Just look over there. Yeah, there you go.
You shoot that side too. Or just scroll over.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Give us about another 30 seconds. We're going to get going.
Johnny Kraft, what's poppin'?
What's up, everybody?
This one.
All right, let's do it. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here. Thursday, office hours. Coach Rob, Jack. Good to see everybody. As always, we're going to go over a couple of things, how to best use CoachUp, a couple of tips, a couple of features that we want to talk about. Then the last 15 minutes or so, we'll take questions and answers. And, certainly anything you want to ask us, anything you need as far as help, you want to let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. So I'm going to turn it over to Jack, and he's going to introduce our first topic today, which is how to best respond to a new client who has just messaged you.
Yeah, definitely. So sometimes we get questions from coaches like, hey, I have this client who reached out to me. We've been going back and forth a bit. How do I get them to book training sessions with me? So we wanted to go over just best practices for connecting with a new client, how to use your inbox, some of the features that you can use, and some proactive things that you can do to get the client to book with you so that you can start training. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're going to just flip it onto the screen right here. Jack's going to show it. So this is from the client side. Excuse me, this is from the coach side. No, that's from the client side. Yep, it's from the coach side. Hold on, hang 1 second. All right, nope, here we are. We're from the client side. Sorry about that. And so Jack is just going to click into that new conversation here. So this is from someone named Joe C. And Joe C has said to me, hey, coach, I'm looking for some hitting lessons for my son before his tryouts. What is your availability like? So there's a couple of things here. First, we don't necessarily know where Joe lives. We don't necessarily know what age Joe's son is. He's asking for my availability, which I do put in. And if you guys tuned in last week, you know about setting specific availability. But sometimes clients just want to know a little bit more about what's going on in your schedule, and maybe it's just a little bit of back and forth. So what we're going to do is I'm going to respond to this message and just show you how I typically do it in a way that I can gather as much information from that client as at once as I can, so we don't have to keep going back and forth. But then also so I can sell myself and let the client know that I'm really wanting to do it. So we're going to flip back over. All right, so here I am. And so first I'm going to say, hey, Joe, thanks for reaching out to me. I'd love to work with your son. Now we're going to let the client know that I'm available Saturdays and Sundays, and I usually do my sessions indoors in Norwood during the winter. Okay, so now I've right off the bat I've told the client that I'm available, and I've sold myself a little bit. He knows that I have a location to do it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a little bit, where are you guys from? And can you tell me a little bit about the athlete who is looking, or I'm gonna say a little bit about your son. All right, nice, short and sweet. A little bit of an open-ended answer. I'm gonna go ahead and send that on over to Joe. Boom. So a couple of things here. So I've gotten back to him. Hopefully you get back with him within the hour. I'm a little bit, as you can see, Joe sent me the message at 12:39, so a little bit more than an hour. But I'm definitely got back to him pretty quickly. So that's going to keep him engaged. And now Jack is going to pull up what it looks like from the client side. So Jack's going to click into Joe's going to have gotten a notification that I got a message. He's going to log in here and he's going to see my response. So now obviously he's seeing that I'm available on Saturdays and Sundays, and now he's going to tell me, he's going to answer the questions as best he can.
Yeah, so we'll say, great, can we do this coming Saturday? And so it looks like the coach asked me a little bit more about my son. Where are you guys from? I'm from Newton, and my son is in the 6th grade. And he's also looking to work on his hitting specifically, and he plays second base. Now, one thing here that the client might potentially ask is what Coach Rob charges for his rates. Now, he's looking at Coach Rob's profile. He sees, what his standard packages are, but clients are always going to ask that question. So you can sometimes answer that right off the bat, or just go ahead and wait for the client to ask that. But most times a client might ask something like, how much do you charge per session? Or something along those lines. So I'll go ahead and send that through. Great, and that's going to go ahead and be sent to Rob's account.
Very cool. So I'm going to have gotten the message. And so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go back in and respond. So again, it's a good point here that if the client might want to know a little bit about my pricing. So as Jack said, even though the pricing is located in my package offerings, they just might want to confirm. So this is a good opportunity for us to let you know that you definitely should be pretty familiar with what you're offering from a price standpoint, because you'd hate to tell the client one thing and then have it look a little different on your profile. So make sure that you go into your packages tab, make sure you have everything set, and so that you know that what you're telling the client is the correct information. And for those who don't know, we do have the one-time $14.99 placement fee. So other than that, that's the only fee that they're ever going to pay. And so if you tell them, so for example, if I charge $60 an hour, I'm going to tell Joe that that's what my fee is, and then he'll see that the $14.99 fee is actually a fee that CoachUp is charging, and so that's not coming to me. So Jack's going to bring us back. All right. So he said, can we do this coming Saturday? I'm from Newton. Son is in 6th grade. So I'm going to let him know, hey, Joe, I am available on Saturday. How about 2 p.m.? My pricing is set for $60 per session, but there are discounts if you purchase a 3 or 5 session package. Hope that works well. Look forward to hearing from you. All right, great. So I'm going to send that over, and so this is hopefully just from here at this point. Hopefully the client at this point, if he does want to go ahead for it at 2 o'clock, hopefully he'll know enough to go in and purchase a package. But definitely some clients don't know that that's what they're supposed to do. Maybe they're still wondering, hey, do I bring cash? Do I bring a check? Do I pay when I get to the facility? So what we're going to have Jack do is we're going to have Jack just confirm that he's good for 2 o'clock. And then he's going to ask me how he should pay, and then I'll give you a great response for how to deal with that.
Yeah, sure. So back in the client account here. Great. 2 p.m. is perfect. Should I just bring cash? Or how should I pay? So oftentimes clients are looking to you to direct them for next steps. So we're going to go ahead and send that through. And Rob's going to go through the best response for that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Jack says, he's probably looking for a cue from me here, which I'm absolutely happy to give. So again, this is where you want to familiarize yourself from the client perspective on what they should be doing. So it's a good idea to actually go through as if you're a client and try to book yourself. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to tell them to press the red Get Started button, which that's how it shows both on the website and on the app. And so what that's going to do is that's going to then take them to your packages, and they're going to be able to select one of your packages. Then they check out just like a normal online shopping experience. So I'm going to bring us back here. So here's my inbox. Awesome. I'll look forward to meeting you guys at 2 p.m. To pay, you'll need to book these sessions through CoachUp ahead of time.
Get that capital U in there.
Yep. And we will say if you click the red Get Started button, you will see all of the package options that I offer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and send that through. Now, this is also a great opportunity where if for whatever reason you think maybe your potential client doesn't understand it, or you can't do a good enough job maybe explaining it to them, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email here. We've got a full team who's happy to give the client a call, walk them through how to book. That's really our job here. So you can either give us a call directly, 888-680-4750. You can instruct your client to, or you can send us an email, or again, instruct your client to as well. And we're definitely happy to help out. And so that will take us to our next the next thing that we wanted to talk about, which is the offering of a custom package.
Yeah, and actually, even before we even jump into custom packages, most coaches do reply with the Coach app. So if you don't have that already, definitely recommend downloading it. It's available on iOS and Android. So once you reply in the app, there's actually a couple more features available in the inbox. You can message multiple clients at once if you want to, but this specifically, when you're replying to a new client, we have a few canned replies available for you. Oftentimes, you have the same standard reply that you need to send to clients because you get the same questions coming in all the time. So we have 3 canned replies. You can say if you're not available for a certain time, you can let them know, sorry, not available at this time, but CoachUp has other options that you can definitely check out. Or you can let them know, yeah, I have a few other questions here, and you can customize that a little bit. But those custom canned replies are available in your app if you're replying to a client. And I think Rob might have it pulled up here if you do have those.
I actually don't because it's only available
It's
first
new
time
clients,
response.
right?
Yep. So if had I showed it to you before I'd responded back to Jack, would have been able to see it. But essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to pull up the conversation, and you'll see the option on your app for the ability to add a sort of a canned response, or even pull up a canned template response and then add to it. But as Jack said, it's a great shortcut to really deal with or respond to a client right away to break that ice if you feel like you don't want to just create your message entirely on your own.
Totally. So yeah, let's jump into setting a custom package though. So we'll go back to Rob's inbox. Now, this is a conversation where the client was absolutely willing and able to book training sessions with Rob, but let's say the conversation goes stale for a day or so, or like Rob was saying, the client isn't exactly sure how to book, or they're not sure of next steps. You can go ahead and click the Offer Custom Package button, and again, this is available in your app as well, and you can set whatever kind of custom package you'd like. So even if it was like the client wanted, or you wanted to offer the client a special discount, or something where it was custom to this particular client, custom packages is great for this. So what kind of custom package would you typically send a new client, Rob?
So for example, if we were not going to be outside, and maybe there was no facility fee. Excuse me, if we were going to be outside and was going to be inside, and there might not be a facility fee. Then I might send a message to the client with a little bit of a lesser rate. So, for example, where I charge $60, maybe if we were going outside, I might charge $50. And so, when Joe had asked me how much I charged, obviously we're in the winter now here in the Northeast, so $60 is pretty firm because we are using the facility and I do have to pay for that. But supposing he was okay for going outside, if it was maybe a little bit earlier in the fall or if it was a little later in the spring, I might go in here and let Joe know that even though I do normally charge $60, that if he wanted to book and he wanted to go outside and hit my batting cage outside, it would be $50 a person. So I'm going right here for one athlete. I'm assuming that he just wants one session, but I could also offer him a package, and but for right now I'm just going to offer him one session, $50 per athlete, $50, so it comes out to $50. And now you have this option right here, which is do not offer auto renewal on this package. So for the coaches out there, we do offer the auto renewal feature for a client, and the auto renewal feature is a very cool feature for the client. And what that basically says is on the client side they can opt into it, which lets us know that they always want to have one session available so that they do not have to continue to come into the CoachUp portal to purchase more sessions. And so what that will do is as soon as you finish the last session with your client, you mark it complete and you get paid for it. Instead of them going from one available session to 0 available sessions, they'll actually get re-upped with another session. Is there anything I'm missing from there?
No, yeah, it's clients really always know when they're in the auto renewal, the +1 program, so they can choose that when they book training sessions with you. But if for some reason you're offering just like an initial discounted rate and you don't want the athlete to be in at that rate, you can offer that custom package and just check off that box. Do not offer auto renewal on this package, and the client won't be in the +1 program at that custom rate.
Sure, absolutely. So as Jack said, so maybe at $50, maybe they don't want to. We don't want to put them in the auto renewal at this price, but maybe we do if we're going to go outside for a little while longer. And then, of course, we can always adjust it on our end. So if you decide, hey, I want to allow them to be in the auto renewal at $50, but once it comes time for indoor season, I want to get them the $60 auto renewal. We can always change that for you. Take them out of the auto renewal at $50 and put them at $60. So we'll say in this situation, we're going to keep them. We'll give them the option to be in the auto renewal. Of course, they don't need to. They don't need to do it on their end, but this just gives them the option to, or we don't have to. And then I'm going to say, hey Joe, here is a link to book our first session, which will be outside. Because it is outside, it will be $50 and not $60. All right, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to send that. And then Jack is going to pull up what it looks like on their end, because it's important for you guys to know what it looks like from the client's end. But essentially, the way where I say it's a link, because on their end, that's really what they're going to see. So Jack is going to pull us back up on his side, and he's going to log into that conversation. Click on it, and as you can see, he's going to have the link right there where it says accept and book. So it has the itemized receipt where it's $50 per session. He's got the one-time placement fee, and again, this is only going to be the $14.99 because it's our first time working together. Jack's never going to have to pay that again. He's going to go through. He's going to click accept and book, and he'll put in the athlete's name, and then he'll put in his phone number. Nope. All right, and then this is where the specific availability comes into play. So I do have Saturday 2 o'clock available, so he can select that specifically because we've already talked about it. But again, he doesn't have to, and that will allow me to see that he selected 2 o'clock, or we can, because we already discussed it, I can select it manually once Jack completes the checkout process. And then here he's got his information, and then of course he would just enter his credit card and he would then check out. So that's that process right there. I'm not sure if you have anything to add. I know that we do have a video that we'd like to show.
Yeah, definitely. And again, that's just a manual way to kind of proactively get the client to book sessions with you if there's kind of a stagnation in the conversation there.
No, that's a great point. And just building off that point, I think sometimes what you might see is that after you have initially reached out, maybe it's a day or two that goes by. Maybe the client doesn't get back to you. Maybe you've told them how to pay. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't really know. That custom package tool is really a great way to re-engage a conversation. If I were to say to Jack, hey Jack, not sure if you got my last message, but if you just go ahead and click this link, this will help you. It's a great way for the coach really to be proactive and not have to wait all the time for the athlete to go in and select the package. It's really a great way to re-engage. I'm going to toss it over to Jack. He's going to show a video that was created by super producer Benny Hillman. It's just a little thing on sending a custom package. And just so you know, we're uploading his videos to YouTube on a regular basis. We're calling the series Coach Up Cues. They're just little 20-second videos with nice reminders of how to do certain things. And oftentimes they're going to mirror what we talk about in these episodes of Office Hours. So without further ado, I'm going to toss it over to Jack. He's going to cue it up, and we'll show you that video.
Sending a custom package. Custom packages are great for offering discounts, getting clients to book sessions with you, adjusting your rate for travel and facility costs, accommodating unique client requests.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll be trying to do those every week. We'll be having some of those come out, and that was kind of a good way to show how everything looks on the app. Again, definitely if you haven't downloaded the app yet, definitely recommend doing so, iOS or Android.
And to get notified every time super producer Benny uploads a video, anytime we go live, make sure you go to our channel. We've got great content coming out there. youtube.com/coachup. Subscribe, like our videos, let us know what you want to see, and you'll always be tuned into what we're doing here. So I think with that, we will turn it over to questions.
Questions, yeah, let's do some questions.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, questions. Let's see. Hold on, we're getting a message here from super producer Benny behind the scenes. Make sure you mention the clicking of the bell. Yes, so you have to actually click the bell, I think, on YouTube to subscribe. I think that's just a little procedural information on how to subscribe to the video.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, we're waiting for another note from Benny. Nope. Okay. Click the bell. Do you know about the bell?
Yeah, so that's just your YouTube notifications. It's the
Got
little
it.
bell on your
Okay.
YouTube
Yep.
account.
All
So
right.
click that to turn on Coach Up notifications, and every time we go live or do a push or something like that, you'll get notified.
Okay, so just a little YouTube lingo.
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, so we've got Vasily checking in from Cambridge, Massachusetts, with the first question today. He is wanting to know, is there a way to send this out to all of his existing client base? I'm also starting to get more active in group sessions, so is there a way to segment by age so I don't have 10-year-olds sign up for group sessions with 18-year-olds? So those are two separate questions. Let's attack the first one first. Is there a way to send a custom package out to your entire client base?
Not at this time. You can send a message out to your entire client base at one time. So if you had an event or something like that, if you had a clinic that you were running, you could send out a message to all of your clients, include the link to it, and say like, hey everybody, I'm running a discount for next Saturday, be sure to book sessions, or I have availability next Saturday. So if you have a lot of clients in your inbox and you wanted to see out of all of those clients who would be able to book you for that upcoming training session, you can send that out to all of your clients, and then the first one who books you, they get the training session. But that's definitely a great point about sending out custom packages to all of your clients at once. I know that's something that we've been talking about internally
Yep.
doing, so it's definitely on the to-do list. Hopefully in the near future we'll have that feature available.
Absolutely. It's a great question from Vasily, who's one of our more active coaches in the area, and he brings up a great point. And I want to let all the coaches know out there that another thing that we're looking into in a related topic is actually being able to send a custom package out to a client maybe even before they've messaged you. So perhaps if you say know somebody who you know their email address, or you want to invite them to train with you on CoachUp, and you've already decided what you're going to, they want to sign up for a session for $50 for Saturday, just like Jack did with me. Instead of going through all that back and forth, you would be able to then send them that package right up front. But those are all things that our great product team is working on in an effort to make this and make our functionality and products better for you, more applicable to the business that you're trying to run. We'll get to the second part of Vasily's question, and that's about group sessions, and I think he's talking about events here. So for anybody who's not in the premium tier, they don't have the events tier as of right now, but yeah, those are some things we're also working on. But he's wanting to know if there's a way to segment by age, and I'll toss to Jack, and maybe we can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a fair point. So if you're running a soccer goalkeeper clinic, like I know Vasily typically does, and it's only for elementary school age children, but you also coach 18-year-olds, or you coach adults, and that's listed on your profile, you obviously don't want those different age groups signing up for your one camp. So we definitely recommend making that in the description as much as possible when you're creating your event.
Sure.
Letting clients know what the age range is for clients who are registering. We are also, we're working on a few ways to allow you to collect more information from your clients as they register. But we definitely recommend contacting your clients as soon as they do register for your event, just to touch base and go over details, that kind of thing. You'll be able to message everybody who signed up for an event, so that you'll be able to do that from your inbox, from the group events as well. But yeah, that would definitely be my advice as far as making it very clear in the description of your event the age range of the athletes who are registering for the event.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add on to that, the event feature is something that we released a little over 2.5 months ago, and we've got some great use out of it. I think our coaches have as well. There are a couple of coaches around the country who are running great events even just this week. On the West Coast, Enrique Freeman. In the Midwest, Christian Duke is running a very big clinic this week, and I know Todd Kruger around here in the Northeast is running a big event. So it's getting a lot of more use, and also we are developing the marketing message and the tools to be bringing more clients into the Coach Up family, looking to be enrolling in these group sessions instead of just the one-on-one stuff. And so I think what you guys will see in the first part of 2017 is some new features along with the group event stuff to help you better run your business. But in both these questions, these are great questions, and I'd say one of the things that we love to hear is what you guys are doing. What are you actually doing for your events, for your clinics, for your sessions? What is your client base like? As Vasily said, he's got 10-year-olds, but he's also got 18-year-olds. The more we know about what you are doing, the better we can develop tools that are going to help all of you. So if there's something you want to be able to do that you can't do, let us know, write us an email, comment on the video. It'll get to us, and then it will get to our product team, and we'll really be able to attack this thing together.
That's absolutely how we build our product, is talking to Coach Up clients and Coach Up coaches who are actually using it, how they're actually using the events, what tools they need to make their business run more smoothly. We take all of the changes that we're making on the platform from you guys, so the more feedback, the better. That's definitely where most of our product changes come from.
Absolutely. So 2 great questions from Vasily, who always provides top-notch questions, just like he provides top-notch training in the Boston area for goalkeepers. Does anybody have any other questions today? I know we're right up against the 2:30 time, but I know some people might have arrived late, so we're definitely willing to stay a couple minutes extra. So we have a response from one of our running coaches, Coach Bandy. He said, "I've had people ask me if I could do a quick phone call to see if we're a good fit." So that's actually a really good question. We do get that somewhat sometimes. So for those coaches who aren't in the premium tier, what we do ask that you refrain from passing through personal contact information before a session is booked. And the reason for that is that we've seen in the past that there's some liability issues, there's some privacy issues, but really it's that we want to just make sure we have a handle on everything until we get that first session booked, until you guys have linked up. So the first response is that we think that if you are able to communicate through the message system initially, maybe how we showed today, that might alleviate some of the client's need to talk on the phone. Granted, we know that in a lot of circumstances, or I should say in some circumstances, the client wants to talk on the phone just to hear your voice.
Or even to text sometimes too. They just think that communication is easier. They're used to texting.
Sure.
They're used to using their own form of communication versus, oh, do I have to sign in to Coach Up every time I want to communicate with my coach? Well, we send it to them directly via email. We send it via text. If they download the app, we have push notifications. So they can essentially reply to you directly via email. They can reply to you via text on their phone. So we try to make it as easy as possible for them to communicate with you through their own form of communication and make it as easy as possible for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times they're just looking for the information to be provided in a very swift manner. So they want to know your availability, where you train, what your cost is, what your training style is like, and sometimes they just want to tell you about the athlete. And so a lot of times if you can answer their questions very, very quickly and then also ask them the right questions, that might alleviate the need for them to want to talk on the telephone. And then along with Jack's point, they might think that their form of communication is just somehow better. Maybe they don't want to log into Coach Up and all these things, which is why we provide them the opportunity to reply via text, reply via email, and do some of the things that they think they need to do. In a worst case scenario, if you give us a call, you exchange some messages back and forth, you really think that the client wants to book, but that a phone call would really be the decisive thing to get a client to book, give us a call here. We'll be able to work it out. We'll contact the client. We'll contact you. We'll make sure everybody's agreed to all the policies and procedures, and we'll get you guys contacted so that that you guys can connect to do business. Because the last thing we want to do is prevent a booking from occurring, prevent you from training with a new athlete. That's not in our best interest, and that's of course not in your best interest. So we would never want to do that.
Absolutely. Looks like we have one more question from Patrick. What's the best way to advertise and build more clientele? Definitely a great question. I'm going to shoot a link to our Help Center article about that. We have a few tips and tricks to grow your business. I'll post that right now here. We do recommend a few things. If you're coming onto CoachUp and you have your own clientele from off the platform who hasn't worked with you before, we definitely recommend using the Invite a Client feature, which we have gone over in the past. We'll probably be going over again in the future. But if you invite a client from your CoachUp account, you'll have all fees waived for that client, so you'll earn 100% of what you're charging, and the client won't be charged any CoachUp fees as well. So, we're not taking anything that's your client. We want to make it easier for you to run your business through CoachUp, so we want to make that as seamless as possible. But once you complete that training session with that client, they'll be able to leave you a positive review. That kind of gets the ball rolling. You'll jump a little higher in the search results. You'll get some coach score points. So we definitely recommend using that feature if you already do have clients outside of CoachUp.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Patrick, it's a great question. And I know this maybe doesn't pertain to you, Patrick. So, as Patrick's just said, he has about 20 clients that came through CoachUp. So he's done it. He's had about 20 new clients through CoachUp, and he's looking to build success for the summer. And so, for newer coaches, maybe coaches who haven't gotten even as many clients as Patrick has, the Invite a Client is a great tool because not only are there no fees taken out, but you can get your reviews and you can get your session count up and get your stats up, and then you can just really know how to use the system. But there's other things you can do, and there's other new things that we've been trying to do. So recently we've gotten together with Vistaprint, and we've put together a little portal of things that you can do. You can get business cards, you can get signs to put up during your session that has your link to your profile on it. I know sometimes coaches want to. There's some people who come up during CoachUp sessions. So, for example, if you're at if you're at a facility and you're on one court, but there's many courts around you, you're doing a one-on-one session. Even if you're wearing your CoachUp shirt, no one's going to come up to you during your session and ask you what your name is and these things. So we have signs that you can put up that show your link, that have a nice marketing message. Other things too, but the ability to add a video to your profile is a big one. A lot of time, people want to see what you're all about. They want to personalize and really humanize the experience. So if you haven't uploaded a profile video to your profile, that's absolutely something
huge,
to do.
Definitely, yeah.
And I know, as we said earlier, super producer Ben Hillman has a lot of these videos tips. So subscribe to the channel. When he uploads them, you'll get notified. But we're going to work very hard with our marketing department going into the summer to make sure that we're doing everything we can to really drive new clientele, both to CoachUp and then to you. Because at the end of the day, on CoachUp, our coaches are the stars. We want to feature the coach more prominently. We want to make sure that you, who are doing so much hard work, are getting the recognition you deserve, but then are also able to show your unique talents and what you can offer. So I would say let's all work together, and we see if we can come up with some really cool, innovative ideas to do even more than we might be doing.
Awesome. Do we have?
I think we had one more question from Eric Knight. He was just curious as to the popularity of our sports as far as clients coming in looking for coaches. Absolutely, by far, I would say basketball is our most popular sport. And then we have, on the other end of the spectrum, we have sports like ice skating and skiing and snowboarding. And these sports are much tougher because there's so many other variables involved.
It requires like a ski pass, you need access to the mountain. It's basically sports that require other things that we can't necessarily provide at this time. Facilities, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but the team sports, the sports you would expect, the basketball, baseball, soccer, football are very popular, running very popular, yoga is getting even more popular, training, strength and conditioning. These are all sports that are getting more popular. We think that golf is popular, but will get even more popular as we have more and more coaches with more and more access to places to do the sessions. But that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
So Jess also had a question about the jacket that Jack is wearing. It's very nice. If you are interested in it, always available. store.coachup.com. One of the great features of the store is that you can earn your coach points, your coach loyalty points.
Cash, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you earn your points towards your coach up cash. More points you have, more dollars you can redeem for. You can redeem a gift certificate. Go over to the store, get your stuff for free. We got great Under Armour stuff. We just added skill stuff. We got balls. We got a lot of stuff, and we got some brand new stuff coming in spring of 2017. So we really think it's a great time to be a coach up coach, and we love having everybody involved. So I think that looks like the last question. If anybody has anything else, leave it here. Super producer Benny will get it over to us. We'll make sure to answer it. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy Hanukkah. What else you got?
No, yeah, just subscribe to the Facebook groups if you haven't been invited. Shoot us an email. We'll get you in there. Subscribe to YouTube notifications. And again, we'll be doing this every week. So see you next week.
Absolutely. All right. Well, if that's it, for super producer Benny in the back, for Jack, I'm Coach Rob. Win the day.